Am I reading this right? Jamal Adams is now holding out? Are you kidding me?
I gave you fair warning, beware. Smack him in the toward the end zone. It is caught for the touchdown. Smack him in the mouth. I gave you fair warning, beware. Smack him in the mouth.
What is up? I am Mike, and I am on the mic of the most electrifying sports YouTube channel in the game today. And I'm a resident at the noisiest apartment complex in the game today. That is right. If you hear any shouts from outside, there's a pool in the middle of the apartment complex that everyone's currently hanging out with. To be fair, it is Friday night when I'm recording this, so everyone's enjoying their night, relaxing out by the pool. Here in sunny Los Angeles, it is hot all the time. 2 in the morning, it's warm. They got the kids playing, they're having a great time. The problem is, this is the only time that I can record. So please, 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 please bear with me. If you hear any sounds from them, it's just some kids having a good Friday night, enjoying their childhood with their friends in the neighborhood. It's actually a cool little environment with all the kids playing out in the neighborhood. They're all friends and everything. Anyways, this is the 4th episode of Mike's Corner, officially a month on the job as the host of the show. I feel good, having a great time, honestly. We get to talk about some serious stuff. We've shared some laughs. And I bet you're wondering what I got for you today. We're gonna go over Mike's favorite thing of the week across sports and across the internet. Then we're gonna talk about my top 5 players who are currently holding out in the NFL. Have you ever ended up in a situation where 5 key players are holding out at once? I don't know, but we're gonna count them down. And then we're gonna move on to our schedule predictions for the week. And as I've been saying from week to week, I'll let you guys decide who I'm gonna predict next. So drop down in the comment section right now and vote which team you want to see me predict next. We've already done the Rams, we've already done the Buccaneers, and this week we're doing the Raiders. If you know, I am a Chargers fan. If you don't know, now you know. So if you're a Raiders fan, please, 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 please take this with a little bit of a grain of salt. I try to remain unbiased the best I can. But if you're a diehard fan of a sports team and you're talking about their rivals who you want to suck, who you think are going to suck, you're going to say it in a more dickhead kind of way. So that's what I expect from myself. I'll try and take the high moral ground and remain unbiased. But if I become a dickhead and you're a Raiders fan, feel free to unsubscribe. Go check out Joe Morley Sports. He's got a good channel and he's a Raiders fan. All right, I'm ready to get into the show, but first, let's do it together, me and you. I'm going to stop real quick. I'm subscribed to my own channel. I need you to stop for a second. Hit that subscription button, little notification bell right next to it. We're on the road to 1K, and we're about 60% of the way there. 61.7% to be exact. Also, smash that like button. Helps out a ton in the algorithm to get this to more eyes. We are very much still in a growth stage, as you guys know. All right, for the June 18th week, or the June 18th episode, Mike's favorite thing of the week is going to be Trevor Bauer and the... Clearly, I don't have Stickum on my hand. And the Stickum thing. Just roll the clip.
I just want to say, MLB obviously came out with a statement today, and I was just about the sticky stuff about pitchers using, and I was just wondering what your reaction is to that.
Legal or illegal?
Absolutely classic, man. Bauer straight up called out the entire major league on this whole sticky ball, sticky hand situation that they're in right now. A sticky situation. Get your mind out of the gutter. Despite Bauer earning the name Spidey Trevor, this is a very serious controversy and a very serious subject. We all know Commissioner Rob Manfred's hasty decision making when it comes to the topic of cheating in the game of baseball. Shouldn't be hard to manage. Probably should outlaw it. Probably should, suspend people who cheat. Maybe even not let them win the World Series. The same World Series where you defended your decision not to take it away from them that you called just a piece of metal on their shelf. So we all know this guy didn't do anything to the sign-stealing, beatboxing Astros. So this is just the newest saga in the Manfred reign. Mid-season, MLB now wants to change up the rules and start enforcing these penalties for using anything that could help you grip the baseball as a pitcher. Now, the casual fan's first thought would probably be like, good, They shouldn't be using that stuff anyways. And admittedly, I was one of those fans when this first started. But thanks to guys like Trevor Bauer, thanks to guys like Glasnow, thanks to any of the other pitchers that are coming out and speaking out, I've actually been educated on the whole sticky situation. You see, the league has known about this issue for basically its entire history, and they've allowed pitchers to go ahead and use it. Especially with how much they've changed the ball's gotten slicker apparently, and how much the rules have changed to favor the hitter and how many hitters are coming up through the major leagues. They kind of just said, hey, that's fair game. But they kept it in the rule book that you're not allowed to use it for a situation like this, where they want to change the rule mid-season. So just about every single pitcher in the MLB is going to have to change their throwing motion and change the way they grip the ball starting Monday. We've already had one pitcher go down just attempting to pull this off. So you can only imagine how many injuries there are going to be from Monday until Friday. Don't pitch your ace, because I'm sure baseball is going to go back on this and give them the sticky stuff back. This will be like telling all the wide receivers in the NFL in like week 6 or 7 that you can no longer use receiving gloves during a game. Absolutely ridiculous. And Trevor Bauer did a very good job explaining exactly what the issue was with the tightening of the muscles and everything when you have to grip the ball a little bit harder. I'm actually going to put the clip right here so you guys can hear it from him.
You're going to have to grip the ball harder. That activates all the muscles in your forearm in a way that hasn't been done before and isn't healthy. Like in the sequence of events, your forearm needs to be loose until such a time when it starts to accelerate, and then everything can co-contract and protect the elbow.
I know exactly what's going to happen. Pitchers are going to get hurt. Pitchers are going to go down in the first couple weeks of this, and they're going to go back on this and be okay with it once again. And when that does happen, the MLB commissioner's office will look like even more of a joke. A joke so bad and so funny that it's even funnier than a good old knock-knock joke. Knock-knock. Who's there? A change-up. A change-up who? No. I mean, like, literally, 2 knocks means a change-up's coming up next. I don't think I've ever seen this many holdouts in the NFL at one particular time. And it seems like all of these guys are very important players to their teams, some of the star players and highest paid players on their teams. A few of them, a little bit of a head-scratcher while you're holding out. Some of them make somewhat sense. But right now, I'm going to go over my top 5 players in the NFL that are currently holding out from minicamp. Starting with number 5. Cardinals edge rusher Chandler Jones. Look, the Cardinals need Chandler on the field or this experiment has already failed. Not that I think J.J. Watt is going to fail. If J.J. Watt can stay healthy, he's still going to be a very good pass rusher in the NFL next year. But I just don't quite know if he can handle the workload of being the number 1 pass rusher on this team in 2021 and 2022. So no jokes, no funnies, no giggles, none of that. Arizona Cardinals, you need to go sign your man. Number 4. Am I reading this right? Jamal Adams is now holding out? Are you kidding me? So now, not only has Jamal Adams cost the Seattle Seahawks a ton of draft picks and a nice large hit against their cap, now Adams wants to cost the Seahawks a ton of draft picks, a ton of cap, and even more cap. 99.9% of the time, I am on the player's side in this situation. I think I was the only person on Dak Prescott's side. But holy shit, Jamal Adams, you are making it real hard to support you, man. The Seahawks kind of need to grab him up because this defense is still very shaky when you look at it. But man, it must be painful knowing that this guy's already taken this much away from your team and that he wants more. At number 3, Stephon Gilmore. I'm surprised we haven't seen a Gilly trade just yet. Bill Belichick's usually pretty good at having a good timer in his head of when to trade a player. And just about everyone in the world agrees that I think it's time for Stephon Gilmore to go finish out his last couple of good years elsewhere. I mean, it showed last year that Bill Belichick does believe in J.C. Jackson. Whether you think J.C. Jackson played good or played bad, I think he played somewhere in the middle of that. Bill Belichick's usually really good at pulling this trigger. So what are you waiting for, Bill? Send Gilmore out. There's a lot of teams that need cornerbacks in the NFL at all times. Let's get this trade discussed and on the table to go somewhere. Honestly, I just don't want to see the Patriots good again so soon. We have not had enough time on vacation of no Patriot success. At number 2, he led the NFL in INTs and he wants his cash now.
Call J.J. Wentworth, 877 cash now.
Now I know what you're thinking. Didn't the Dolphins just pay X? Yes, in fact they did, but he wants some more money. You see, when you lead the NFL in interceptions, you obviously want to be the highest paid corner in football. And while Xavier Howard was the highest paid corner when he signed the deal, no longer the case. Hey, X, if you want to hold out and force your way out of Miami, I know a team that has a lot of cap space to spend and in need of a cornerback one of your caliber. And at number 1, we got that bad man holding out down there in Wisconsin. Or is he in Hawaii? Has he already moved to Denver? Like I said last week, I'll go over this very briefly. The Packers have a decision to make. Do they want GM Brian Gutekunst to stay around? Or Hall of Fame, elite level, reigning MVP, former Super Bowl champion, 3-time MVP, one of only 3 players to do such a thing, a guy with a nickname of that bad man, Aaron Rodgers. What do I know? But this doesn't seem like a hard choice. All right, here comes my favorite segment of the week when we get to predict a scheduled random NFL team, but somehow you guys at home who voted for which team we're going to do the predictions for this week turned it into my least favorite subject. So we're going to go over the Raiders' schedule this week, and I expect to receive a lot of hate on social media when I start to post about what the results are. But it's encouraged. I love ticking off the Raiders fans. It's always a good time. They just always feel so disrespected that anyone thinks that they're not going to win 12 games every single season. And every single season they start off well, and all the Raiders fans come out and say, "Told you so. Told you the Raiders were going to be good. We're 6-4." And then they finish the season around 500 every single year. Anyways, I'll try to be as least biased as I can when I go through this. But like I said, it's kind of hard. Week 1, the Ravens are coming to town to play in Las Vegas. By the way, that stadium's going to be fun to go to. I'm going to take a few trips to it for some games. Raiders.com just asked me if I want to become a subscriber. No. Week 1, you know that Baltimore team is going to bring it. You know Lamar Jackson's going to be at 100% and ready to rock on these Raiders. And the defense really wasn't improved substantially by the Raiders this offseason, so I don't expect them to be able to slow down the Ravens too much. They did help out the D-line a little bit, so maybe they fare better than they would have last season versus this Ravens team. But I'm going to take the Ravens to take the W there. Week 2, they're traveling all the way to Pittsburgh to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's a tough trip to take, but it is week 2, so it won't be too hard on the team. Now, this game could be a lot closer than you think just because that Steelers offense really isn't too improved. They got Najee Harris, but they didn't fix the offensive line. But defensively, the Steelers are going to be a really good team still, and they're going to be healthy. So I'm going to take that defense that went 12-0 last year, basically by themselves, to take down the Raiders in week 2, 0-2. Then you're playing Miami in Las Vegas. I think the Miami Dolphins are one of the more complete football teams in the NFL, especially with the weapons they added to this offense. So as long as Tua doesn't completely choke it up, as long as Tua doesn't completely stink it up, I'm going to take the Dolphins in that one. Week 4 in Los Angeles versus the Los Angeles Chargers in SoFi Stadium. I might be at this game. The Chargers defense should be much improved from last year with Staley in charge of it, and the offense should be just around the same or a little bit better. I'm a Chargers fan, so you can call me biased all you want, but if you sit down and you look at this Raiders team versus this Chargers team, the Chargers on paper 100% should beat the Raiders. And we're talking on paper right now, so I'm going to take the Chargers to beat the Raiders. The Raiders start off 0-4. Then you're going to Chicago to play those Chicago Bears, and hopefully Justin Fields by now, but even if it's Andy Dalton, again, I just think that the Bears have too good of a defense for the Raiders to do enough against them with their what should be lackluster defense unless there's a severe improvement. And by the way, Raiders fans, if you keep bringing up Gus Bradley being the guy that's going to fix your defense, I'm telling you right now, he is going to make your defense worse. His play calling is so predictable that I sit on my couch, you can ask my wife, and I call out the zone coverages. If I can call them out from my couch, the quarterback on the field that's been playing the game for 20 years is going to be able to call it out as well. Andy Dalton in this situation. So stop bringing up Gus Bradley as a point that he's going to fix your defense. He is not going to fix your defense. I thought the same thing when he came to us. I was like, oh my God, here comes the Legion of Boom 2.0. And it was the worst defense that I've seen orchestrated in the NFL of my life because we had the talent but had terrible play calling. Even the year before, Gus Bradley wasn't good. It wasn't just last year. It just really showed an ugly head this last year because we didn't have Phillip Rivers to kind of carry the offense and keep us in any of the games. Gus Bradley would be good if he had superstars on defense like Richard Sherman, Cam Chancellor, and Earl Thomas all at once, not to mention Bobby Wagner as well on that defense, and a very good KJ Wright back then. Do the Raiders have that kind of power on defense? No. So basic cover 3 is not going to work. I promise you this Raiders defense will not be better than last year. If this team is good, it'll be on the backs of Josh Jacobs, Derek Carr, and hopefully a receiver emerges as a number 1 receiving option between Henry Ruggs or Edwards. And Darren Waller, of course. So we got an 0-5 Raiders team heading into Denver, and I'll give them the win there. Drew Lock threw 4 interceptions against the Raiders last year. Drew Lock is still the starting quarterback of the team at this point. I'm going to take the Raiders to take them down, even though I think the Broncos overall could be a better team. Now, if Teddy Bridgewater's in, I have much different feelings, and for the second game versus the Broncos, I predict that Teddy Bridgewater will be in by then, and we'll talk about those results when we get to Week 16. So that puts you at 1-5 going to face the Philadelphia Eagles in Las Vegas. I'll give you that win too. I think the Eagles will be one of the worser teams in the league. So you got a 2-game winning streak here in Week 6 and 7 heading into your bye Week 8. Sitting at 2-5, you're facing the New York Giants in New York. This game is interesting. I think the Giants are going to be really up and down throughout the year. I think they're going to play up to opponents. I think they're going to be a team that also plays down to other opponents. I could see the Raiders sneaking this one out to make it a 3-game winning streak, especially coming out the bye week. I'm not sure when the Giants' bye week is. I know I had them like sneakily beating the Rams in I think it was like Week 5 or something like that, but that's what I think the Giants are going to do. They're going to catch a few trap games wins, and they're going to catch a few trap game losses. They're going to play up, and they're going to play down to their opponents just because the quarterback play. Probably going to be building chemistry with Kenny Golladay. The defense will be very good, as it's been, but are they set to be one of the most dominant defenses in the league? I'm not necessarily on board with that quite yet. So you're 3-5 at this point. Congratulations to the Las Vegas Raiders fans. Let's keep this going. Week 10 versus the Kansas City Chiefs in Las Vegas. I don't think there's any way in hell the Raiders are going to win this game. They did sneak one off the Chiefs last year, but that was a real fluke because we saw what happened the rest of the season following it. I'm going to take the Chiefs, and I'm going to take the Chiefs pretty confidently in that game. Then they see the Bengals in Week 11. They're playing them in Las Vegas. The Bengals offensive line, they didn't really address it too much. Some people are saying that they aren't going to be as bad as we think, but they can't just be not bad. They need to be good. They need to be better than good to protect Joe Burrow. And while they did get Hendrickson, Jesse Bates is still going to be like the bright spot of this defense, and I don't think it's going to be too good. I'm going to take the Raiders, especially at home versus the Bengals. You're 4-6 through this point. Then Week 12, traveling to Dallas to play the Dallas Cowboys. This could very much be a shootout kind of a game, and I'll take the Dallas offense over the Raiders offense to win in a shootout. So give me the Cowboys in Dallas. Now, Week 13, you see the Washington football team, and as low as I am on the Washington football team compared to everyone else, which still doesn't make sense to me because I was high on them last year, and I got shit for it. Now, I'm low on them this year, and I'm getting shit for it. Come on, guys. And it's not that I'm low on them. I think they're going to be around that 500 mark. If they win 9 games, I wouldn't be shocked. If they win 10 games, I'll be a little bit surprised. If they win 11 or more, I will be shocked. But if they also win only 7 games, I won't be very surprised. Somewhere in that 7 to 9 windows where I'm at with Washington, which I don't think is crazy to say because they didn't really improve drastically. Do you think Ryan Fitzmagic is going to be a ton better than Alex Smith to get you multiple more wins to make this an 11-win team? No, I don't think so, especially with Dak Prescott coming back to Dallas. So I actually take the Raiders to beat Washington following the loss to the Dallas Cowboys. Call me crazy, but I'm not sure if at this point in the season this Washington offense will look similar to what everyone is expecting it to here in the offseason. So now you're up to 5 wins. Then this is where it kind of gets ugly. You got to go to Kansas City and take an L to the Chiefs. You got to go to Cleveland and take an L to the Cleveland Browns. Then you play Denver at home, but Teddy Bridgewater's in this game, not Drew Lock, and you take an L to the Broncos. And at this point, the season's over for the Raiders, and you got to see Indianapolis. You lose there at Indianapolis as well. Good luck with that. That's a team that's going to be playing for a playoff spot at that point, maybe even the division. And then you play the Chargers in Las Vegas, and at this point, the Raiders season is over. The Chargers are hopefully in the wild card picture, and if they are in the wild card picture, they're going to have a lot more to prove and a lot more to come out and play for in this game. So give me the Chargers in Week 18 in Vegas. So that rounds out the total to 5-12 for your Las Vegas Raiders. Go ahead and leave the hate comments in the comment section below, as long as while you're down there typing in your hate comment that you drop which team we're going to predict next week on Mike's Corner. If you're a Raiders fan and you've been a subscriber of the show, I am so sorry for this prediction. There's always the chance that I'm wrong. If you want to go back and look at my old takes from the 2020 20 season, very rarely did I miss by too much, but there were a few that I was just completely off on. So I could be completely wrong about the Raiders going into this season. I do not think that this team improved. I think they went lateral, and I think the Chargers, the Broncos, and the Chiefs all improved this offseason, leading the Raiders to kind of struggle a little bit as we fight through this schedule. And this is without taking into account any kind of injuries or any kind of anything that could happen throughout the season, so who knows what could change. Say what you will, I'm ready for the Raiders fans to show up in the comment section below. Be sure to vote which team we're doing next, by the way. That's really important because 2 weeks ago I got 0 votes and I just had to pick a team. All right, that's going to do it for this week's episode of Mike's Corner. What a great episode. I had a great time. Again, I apologize if you guys heard the kids playing out in the pool. It's literally right down outside my window. I'm on the 2nd story. So thank you for bearing with me. I had a great time. I hope you had a great time. I'm about to hop on the computer and edit this thing until 2 in the morning. You're going to see me like this at the computer screen. And we got a really good Utah Jazz Clippers game going on right now here, Game 6. So overall, just been an amazing night. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you want to hit that subscription button, little notification bell, it would help me out a ton on my road to 1,000 subscribers. I put so much work into this, guys. This and the Warzone Sports Network. If you want to go check that out, it's a network that I co-founded. Warzone Sports Network, right here on YouTube. There will be a link in the description, but you can also just search it up if you need to. We have 6 weekly shows. I'm on 2 of them, and we have 3+ live streams per week. Right now, we're doing one almost every day because we live stream all of the NBA playoff games, do a little watch party, a little sing-along for you guys to hang out and interact in the free live chat. I know a lot of those live streams charge people $5 to put up a chat. Right now, we're doing it for free, so if you guys want to go over there, please check that out and hit the subscribe button over there as well. I also did a vlog over there, which was pretty fun, so if you guys want to go check that out, that's a bunch of fun. I'll probably put it in the end screen. All right, I think that's all the cheap plugs for this episode. Thanks for tuning in one last time. I'm Mike, and I'm on the mic, and this is me saying, until next time. Can't forget about the subscribe socks of the week. Plain black socks. Sometimes simple is better. Just like how simple it is for you to click on one of my other videos, which is right here, or for you to go ahead and click on the Warzone Sports Network vlog that I starred in and head over to that channel.